Alright, so in this video, I'm going to show you something that I do to target heat in this weight loss challenge of mine, because this is one of these things, and the whole reason why I want to try and do this challenge in the home here is because this actually looks absolutely ridiculous, but trust me, it does work. Again, I've done it before, I can do it again, but it's maintaining it is my problem. I can no problem shift the weight, get myself into fantastic condition, but my problem is I get to the target and then I start getting lazy again. So this is going to be an ongoing thing from here on, and that's why I'm doing videos, to try and keep myself accountable to anybody that's watching them, and maybe I can offer you a little bit of inspiration to try something like this yourself. Now, before we get into this, I do have to preface it with water is your best friend when you do this. You have to keep yourself lubricated and just keep yourself topped up with water to stop yourself getting too dehydrated, because this is very much a targeted thing on the body to get a good sweat going. And you know, some people would say probably not the healthiest thing in the face of the planet, but it does work, trust me. In this day and age, we don't have a lot of time to actually get a sweat on, and for myself, I've worked in cold atmosphere for 20 odd years right now. My body is climatized so much to the cold that I find it difficult to break a sweat, which is one of the reasons why I don't want to use a personal trainer again, because it takes me so long to actually get to the point where I get the sweat started. So this is something that I found helpful to get really quickly into it, and it was actually a boxer that gave me this tip way back years ago. Well, in a roundabout way, he gave it to a friend, that friend gave it to me, but essentially the trainer or the boxer used this for, you know, shifting through weight classes for boxing matches. So if he had to drop weight, he would first thing, again, talked about this in the past, you get the cling film out first, you roll it around your stomach. That helps you target the heat to the stomach, the problem areas. So for me, if I'm going to do that, I'll do the stomach, I'll do the upper legs, probably the butt cheeks as well. Just that entire midsection for me right now. Very strong legs, but from the knees up, a lot of fat on the back of the upper legs, big fat bum, and the stomach completely out of control. But you know, I like to use the targeted heat approach because it takes everything down at exactly the same rate, keeps you kind of more in check, because you know, if you start training and you start losing weight, it goes without saying the last thing to go is the stomach. So you can, at some point, you end up looking really out of proportion, because you know, you have your legs and your arms, your neck, face, weight obviously starting to come off, and the stomach is still hanging in there. So to be able to bring all that down at the one time is tasty. So cling film first, and then we add the waist trainer. Alright, so for the purposes of this video, I just want to show you how ridiculous this actually looks, but it works. And you know, you're gonna not go to the gym and do this sort of thing. So this is something that you're going to be doing in your own home, and the privacy of just your own stuff. So waist trainer on, the cling film around the stomach, you're going to get that heat bouncing into the core right here. So what you want to do then is start adding more heat on top of all this before you actually get into exercise. Alright, so you want to find something, I'm not even going to get into my trackies for this here, just wearing a pair of jeans right here, but add extra heat on. Now, as I said, looks absolutely ridiculous. So you find probably the heaviest jumper you have. It's not all about looking cool, it's about targeting that heat into the body and getting as hard a sweat going as you can. Again, for me, very difficult to break a sweat. I can do an hour session and I'd probably hit the point where I actually start sweating on probably the 45-minute mark, just because of the work that I've been doing in a cold atmosphere for years. My body's just messed up as far as like it's been climatized and whatnot. So that's only the first part. I tend to keep adding, I get on the stepper. So we have, of course, the stepper right here. And once I get all this gear on me, put on a good movie that I enjoy watching, and I just try and go for as long as I can. You think this is enough heat on here? No, I'm going to keep going. So the next thing I go for is the robe, the heavy robe. Again, trying to get as much weight or as much heat onto that upper body as you can. So you think I'm finished at this point? No. Usually I go for a beanie, put that on as well, get that sweat going in the head. The cold atmosphere that I work in, I've got a whole load of these. I told you, it looks absolutely ridiculous. So once I'm into this here, up goes the hood on this thing, on I get to the stepper, and I just go to town and keep going for as long as I can. I keep going to I can't go any further. And the combination of all this stuff on you, the waist trainer and the cling film, you're going to build up serious body heat. You're going to get such a sweat on. And yeah, as I told you at the start of this video, looks absolutely ridiculous, but it'll save you time in the long run. Whenever you know, we just, these days, we just don't tend to have a lot of time these days. You get home in the evenings after a day's work, whatever you have to do in your personal life and whatnot. That's the biggest killer, and the reason why most of us are very much out of condition and out of shape, as we just don't, as workers, get the time to actually take the appropriate time we need to actually do something. So to do something, I guess, using that targeted heat, it looks absolutely ridiculous. Like, you just seen that whole get up that I put on there. You're not going to turn up at a gym wearing that to do a session, sorry. Yeah, so but in saying that, if I was a trainer, I would actually, and had my own gym set up and whatnot, if I was that person, this is something I would actually recommend in the gym. But again, water is your best friend if you're doing this, because you're going to hit your body with a lot of heat, and all targeted heat. Like, I'm not going to lie, and I would never show this in a video because that's just not appropriate. But if you use this particular thing to do a training session, and it's something as simple as just been on the stepper here, you're going to build up so much body heat inside a couple of rows of cling film. For me, from the knees right up to the chest, the waist trainer on there. When I finish a session and I'm going to go to grab a shower, as I take all that stuff off again, as soon as the cling film starts to be ripped off, you can actually hear the sweat hitting the bathroom floor. You can literally hear it, like the splash of the sweat that comes off your body after doing this. So it is, that boxer that gave this tip originally was 100% correct. It does work, and it really does speed the process up. if you do use that targeted heat sort of a thing, because your body all comes down at the same time. Yeah, there's nothing as bad looking in my mind as that fat stomach still hanging about there whenever you're actually starting to lose weight. That's yeah, I just think it's, in the long run you tend to get a better figure as a man if you're able to bring everything down at the one time, not have that out of control stomach with skinny arms and skinny legs all around it. So I've done it before, I've got into that condition. Over the next 5 months I'm going to do it again. This time I'm actually going to be in better shape because, not going to lie, I have actually noticed a huge change, particularly in the upper body right now. Just using the stepper here, of course, has these resistance straps on either side of it here, so you know, when you're doing the swivel based movement there, you're actually working the upper arms as well. So the condition of the shoulders right here and the upper arms at the minute is phenomenal. Now I have been using some different vitamins and whatnot. At some point I'll show you that what I've been using, but that's a different video for a different time. So if you consider trying this, I'd be curious in the comments to hear how you get on with it. It works for me, works for a lot of people, and definitely worked for that boxer that gave the tip in the first place. Yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you in the next one.